missed it, I'll very quickly recap the most important part of that safety announcement. And that's just for anyone who is braving in the conditions up here today. We'll just kindly ask you make sure you stay in your seats while getting any photos and videos for us. The only reason we ask for no standing upstairs is because you'll notice that next to me here is our wonderful Captain Dave. As talented as Dave is, he does need to be able to see where he's going. We all stand up, he can't see the river anymore, and then we get Titanic Part 2. I assume we probably all like to avoid that, and that's why we just ask you stay in your seats. But obviously, if you're getting up because you're headed downstairs at all, that's totally okay, we understand that. Lots of dry, comfy seats downstairs. We also have our bathrooms down there, and our bar is downstairs as well. So if you're getting up for any of those reasons, that's more than okay, but just throughout the general duration, do make sure to stay in your seats for us. Now, unfortunately for you guys, my microphone is not waterproof, so as it is about to start chucking it with rain, you can already feel it coming in, I'm going to have to go move downstairs just to make sure that this microphone holds up for the rest of the day after this cruise. So unfortunately I won't be able to stay with you guys up here today, but I hope you guys enjoy all the audio you'll get throughout the journey either way. Alright, oh, those clouds are looking dark. Alright, I'm going to go run downstairs before that kicks in any stronger. Alright, and hello to all my dry friends down here. Pleasure to see you guys. Alright, well, let's crack on with some buildings. We've got a pretty great one to start off with here on the left-hand side. The New Palace of Westminster, or as it's alternatively known, the Houses of Parliament. That building is, of course, the home of the UK government, and it has been now since the reign of King Henry VIII. Up until that point, it actually used to belong to the kings and queens. But you see, Henry, he hated that building. I'm not sure why, but he didn't like it. Quite frankly, he didn't want it anymore. So he just decided, well, I've had enough of that place. I'm packing up my bags, moving on out to Whitehall. Then when he moved up, he handed the building over to the medieval government that were in power at the time. And of course, it still remains the home of the government to this very day. Now, of course, probably the most iconic thing about the building, though, is the clock tower coming up. I don't have to tell you what that is. You will know that clock. You love the clock. On my count of 3, I want to hear you guys shout out his name. Ready, guys? Let's hear it. 1, 2, 3. A lot of big fans of Buckingham Palace down here as well. But I did hear an Elizabeth Tower. Was it you said that? Perfect. That's correct. That's the answer we were looking for. For anyone who said Big Ben, though, not a bad guess at all, because that does exist. It's the bell inside the tower. So whenever you hear that thing chiming away, you're listening to Big Ben, but you can't actually see it from the outside. So well spotted at the front. Not many people get that right, so well done there. Now, as we round of applause as well, of course. Oh, and as we emerge through, of course, coming up on your right-hand side, we have a great view of our takeoff point from today, the London Eye over here. So the London Eye, it's been there for 25 years now. In fact, it celebrates its 25th birthday earlier this year. First built to commemorate the millennium back in the year 2000. In its 25-year history, it's obviously become a very distinctive landmark on the skyline in London, but also a very romantic place in the city. Since it first opened up, we've now seen over 6,000 marriage proposals on top of the London Eye. And impressively, only 14 rejections that we know of so far, so we're actually doing pretty good for ourselves. But if you do get rejected up there, just so you know, it takes half an hour to complete a rotation. You're obviously locked in that pod with 1, an audience that witnessed the entire thing, 2, an automatic photo which goes up at the end. So if I were you guys, I'd probably just make sure you know what your answer's going to be before you go up there. Oh, and now if we move our attention over to the left-hand side, we're about to start passing a very, well, I was going to say iconic building, not really iconic, but quite significant building. Just behind these trees, a big building with green roofs, lots of flags on top. That right there is the home of the Ministry of Defence. Now, underneath that building, it's said that there's over 30 stories worth of nuclear-proof bunkers down there, which all have tunnels linking up to the likes of Downing Street, Buckingham Palace, Houses of Parliament. So rest assured, if we ever have a nuclear fallout in London, don't worry, the politicians and the royal family are all going to be lovely and safe. I don't think they invite us, but you know, good for them. At that time, they must see special treatment, really. Now, we've got one other quite iconic looking building here to your left with all these pointy roofs. Looks very fancy indeed. This is the Horse Guards Hotel you can see there on your left. Nothing historically interesting about it. It's just a fancy hotel in London, to be honest with you guys. The best fact about this hotel that I could find is the Olympic volleyball team use it as their training centre. Apparently it's got a really nice volleyball court, so There you go. I'll let you in now, guys. Some of the things you see today are just buildings, but you know, we'll try our best to make them interesting. Well, we've got our next set of bridges here. I usually try to get people to wave at the people up there, but I'll be honest, from downstairs, I don't think they're going to see us down here, so we'll just leave the Londoners to it today. I don't think anyone's still up there. I think everyone moved down when I did, by the looks of it. But who knows, there might still be a couple brave souls up there. Oh, and into our next section of the river. Now, we do have something quite fun coming up. Over to the left-hand side here, there's a stone column with two sphinxes either side. This is called Cleopatra's Needle. That's a real piece of Egyptian history. It's over 3,500 years old. Now, this first came to London after the Battle of the Nile, when Napoleon was at war with Egypt. And because we were a close ally of Egypt, we stepped in to help them defeat Napoleon in that battle. And then, as a thank you for our efforts, but also just as a symbol of peace and harmony between the two nations, the Egyptian government then sent us that obelisk as a gift afterwards, which made for a really nice change, because if you go around the museums and look at the Egyptian stuff in there, those ones weren't gifts. No, we stole those ones, actually. We didn't just steal from Egypt, though, guys. You know, we're not animals. Credit where credit's due. We stole